Federal Trade Commission looking into recent deals made between big tech giants Microsoft, Alphabet, Amazon with artificial intelligence companies like OpenAI and Anthropic. The agency is saying it's going to scrutinize, quote, partnerships and investments to better understand their impact on the competitive landscape. Joining us right now in an exclusive interview is FTC Chair Lina Khan, and we're thrilled to have you at the table this morning. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
So help us understand how you're looking at this. These deals, if you will, are not classic mergers, if you will. These are effectively investments, but maybe they look a little bit like mergers to you.
So we are looking closely at the strategic investments and partnerships between Microsoft and OpenAI, Alphabet, Amazon, and Anthropic. And the goal here is really to look under the hood and understand precisely what is the nature of the relationship here. What are the deal terms? Is there exclusivity that's expected or required? Is there going to be privileged access? Are there rights to board seats or other mechanisms to be exerting control or influence over the business strategy? And just to step back, I want to explain why we're doing this. Right at this moment, AI is a nascent technology that could catalyze enormous growth and innovation. There's enormous opportunity here for a vibrant market, but we also see risk. We see risk of consolidation. We see risk of monopolization. We're already hearing some of the classic national champion arguments, the idea that it's in somehow America's national interest to be protecting monopolies. And unfortunately, we've been down that road before. We see very clearly now with Boeing some of the dangers of that strategy, where you had United CEO Scott Kirby draw a straight line between the 1997 merger between Boeing and McDonnell Douglas and some of the problems we're seeing now with planes falling apart in the sky. So we need to be careful.
Part of the advance, and frankly, the advance that the U.S. companies, OpenAI, Anthropic, and the likes have had, is the scale of capital that they've been able to access. So one of the things that AI requires more than anything else is literally just server farms. And it is super expensive, billions and billions of dollars. And effectively, as you know, OpenAI was not for profit. It effectively needed the money ostensibly from Microsoft. But the question is, are there private markets or other money that you think that these companies could have accessed rather than doing it with the traditional folks that are probably most incentivized to provide those funds?
Look, I think you're absolutely right that these markets and some of these layers require enormous scale, be it at the compute level, be it at the data level. I think we just need to be very wary when you have some of the existing incumbents that are threatened by this moment of technological disruption, that they could be using this moment to try to protect their moats and protect their monopolies, rather than allow the opportunity that this technology presents to fully flourish.
Look, the weekend that Sam Altman left OpenAI and then came back in, and everything we heard from that, I mean, it did seem like a possibility that Microsoft was going to get basically a stealth takeover of Sam, his team, all of that information. That did make me look at it a little differently. Have you figured out what happened? Is that what kind of set things off for you?
So we've been watching this space quite closely. As a general matter, we launch an inquiry into cloud computing. That's another layer where you see significant amount of concentration. There was a lot of commentary in response to that incident, which I think really called into question, what is the relationship here? Is this really a passive investment, or is something more going on? And I think anytime you have control or influence being exercised through some of these partnerships,
you mean
it's something
the seats on the board now?
Right. And we're a competition enforcer, and so it could have implications for competition. And so we want to understand what's going on.
Interestingly, you called this a study and not an inquiry or investigation. Why did you do that?
We have a particular authority that lets us do market-wide studies rather than a law enforcement investigation into a particular target. So we thought, given where we are right now, it was more appropriate to take a holistic look.
Does that change the dynamic, though, with which you have ability to subpoena or access internal emails and other types of information that you might want to get access to better understand what's really happening under the hood?
No, the information requests we sent have the force of law. We can enforce them in court if the companies defy them. So from that perspective, it's the same.
Do you use these services yourself?
I have used them in the past. They're pretty remarkable in a whole set of ways.
How do you use them? I mean, do you use them to send emails? I mean, what are you doing?
I used one to contest a medical bill, typed in my general complaint, and it spat out back a response. So it was useful.
You have not used one yet to see whether you could produce a suit against one of these companies?
We haven't.
I thought about doing that this morning before you got here. I have not done that yet, but that's on my list.
I know some lawyers have gotten into trouble with courts and judges, fake citations and that sort of thing. So you got to be careful.
Ro Khanna was here, and he said that he might push for everyone around OpenAI and some of these other artificial intelligence companies and projects to try and find out what really happened that weekend of the OpenAI Sam Altman battle, might push to try and find out what the relationships were with some of these things. Which agency, is it Congress, you think will have more power to write laws and do some of these things? Do you think it's the FTC that will be able to dig deeper and break down some of these relationships? Who's going to have the authority and who's, frankly, is going to have the ability to get things done?
Yeah, I mean, as a general matter, this is really an all-hands-on-deck kind of moment, and we truly see interest across the federal government. The White House the other month put out an executive order on artificial intelligence, really, charging agencies across the board to bring all of their authorities to bear to make sure that we're guarding against some of the risks and dangers of this technology and really safeguarding the opportunities, including on the competition front. And so we're already seeing great intellectual leadership. Now is the time for the policy follow-on.
I know you've said it's the kind of the standard playbook to say nationalistically we need to get ahead, and that's why you protect some of the monopolies. But they do have a point in that China is pushing so hard and so fast on AI. There is a concern that you don't want to get left behind as American. And as Andrew pointed out, this requires some really deep pockets, some deep spending. China's government is spending a lot of money on this. What happens if American enterprise is not doing the same?
It's a really good question, and we've heard these arguments before, right? I mean, go back several decades when the Antitrust Division was investigating AT&T. You heard a lot of arguments about how we shouldn't break up AT&T because we needed them to allow us to compete globally. We, at that moment, instead chose competition. We doubled down. We brought the suit. We required AT&T to open up its patent vault. We ended up breaking them up. That ended up feeding huge amounts of innovation. Countries at that moment that instead doubled down to protect their monopolies, unfortunately, got left behind.